All right, guys, we got a good one for you today. A great ending to this one. So make sure you watch this one all the way through. I am DG the Chef. I am Holy Roman Empire going up against the English. Okay. A lot of you guys don't consider HRE as a S tier civilization, but it is actually starting to grow on me. We're playing at the French Pass here, and I'm spawning down in, I would say, your southeast corner, and our opponent is up in that northwest corner over here playing the English. Okay. Now, for you guys that are new to this channel, we mostly do sports video gaming here. Age of Empires is our first RTS game uploaded on the YouTube channel. I have not played an RTS since, let's say Empire Earth. Oh my God, that was so long ago, back when we played on dial-up. But nevertheless, I am thoroughly enjoying AoE 4, and it might take over the YouTube channel. Who knows? But if you like this content, hit that like and subscribe button. Now, for me, HOE is all about speed and understanding your strategy, okay? My strategy for this particular map on French Pass is to take control as much of this gold as I possibly can. And if it's an even split, of course, I need to go ahead and get my relics. And right now, we're not looking too good because there's 2 relics inside of the opponent's base, and the third one being not too far away from his. So I'm already at a disadvantage here with a relic here and a relic here right inside of his base, and only 1 outside of mine. Actually, there's 1 in the middle as well. Okay, so we have 4 relics on this map, 2 in the middle, 2 in his base. Now, we're playing the English here, guys. We know that the English is aggression, 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 and we have to slow down the English aggression. And my goal for this particular map is to force him to spend resources that he's not willing to spend in the time and manner that he doesn't want to spend it in. So he's already leveling up here at that 2 minute and like 4 second mark. And we're a little behind here. We're not doing too bad though. We do spend 120 gold on our prelate coming right out. So 100 gold on our prelate coming right out the gate. So we're about 100 gold behind. We're not doing too bad on resources though. 5 on food, 6 on gold. Now the reason why we're going 6 on gold is just so we can age up a little bit quicker, but we're also going to need it just in case we need to go knights later on, or we need those good old upgrades from our blacksmith that we're going to push out, especially going up against the English. I like to go ahead and push out that arrow upgrade as soon as possible, just so I can get that extra armor on my guys. So my prelate is going to take care of food. If I had the ability to, I would try to make sure my prelate can inspire both my food and my wood. It just wasn't in the cards for this particular map. I probably could have moved them a little bit closer to get all 10 of these guys here. I think this, but it is what it is. And we just keep rocking and rolling. So for me, I know that I want control of this middle. So you see, I go ahead and send my scout down the middle, get all of my guys. I see that he's up here trying to build a wall. I'm just going to go ahead and distract him here by attacking his civ. I keep wanting to say civilization. I'm going to go ahead and distract him up here by creating a civ, but I do see that he's trying to wall up, which kind of lets me know that maybe he's thinking about playing late game here, maybe going a fast castle. We get the age up for him, and I'm going to age up right behind him at 425 with HRE. Go ahead and build some of those houses. Now you're going to see that I move down to stone, which is a really, I would say, not pro level move. I'm no pro, still learning the game. I moved down here to stone for one simple reason. Once I see his wall, to me, it means he's playing safe because he's burning this wood and he's not using it for, let's say, to build rams or to create more crossbows or longbows. So once I see him walling up here, I'm assuming he's also walling up down here somewhere. We can check that right now. And he doesn't have the wall up yet, but he probably will in the next few. So to me, he's playing a very safe game. With that being said, I am going to go ahead, start mining that good old stone so I can put up my stone walls. So at about 6 minutes, I already have the bottom of my base stoned off. And I also have the top of my base being stoned off right now. And so I basically moved 4 guys down here and inspired them with my single prelate at the moment. And then I moved my prelate over to wood. Now I know that he absolutely cannot push me with arrows. And if he wants to push, he's going to have to spend a couple extra resources to get that upgrade so he can do siege engineering. Okay. So this buys me a little bit of time to really take my time and get my guys where I want them to get so we can start booming later on. So right now we have 8 on food, 7 on wood, 3 on gold, 1 on stone, and the rest of the guys kind of just building up our defense system here. Okay. Now we're going to try to do something real cheeky here. After we build, in my head, I told you guys, I think he's going for a fast castle. The English have a really good ability inside of H4 that allows them to just generate gold off of food. And the English food economy is just insane. So I'm basically going to take my two guys that I had my wall built here. I'm going to move them over here and try to get a real cheeky move and just block him out. But you see that we're going to get taken out here by the dreaded tower. Leaves me with one guy with about 75% of his self. Yeah, we're about at 75 here. So we're just going to go ahead, kill that wall him off right here, get that wall up just to protect us. So now we're basically double walled up here. And at the same time, I'm going to start double walling down here as well. So for us, HRE is really, really good at generating gold. If you can get you a really good gold and wood balance, you can absolutely have a massive army in HRE. So let's go ahead and switch back over to my view. Okay. So let's go ahead. We're going to do this. So you see that I'm trying to get my wall up here. I'm starting to generate a couple of those horsemen just in case something starts to pop off in the middle. But for the most part, our economy is really good. We have 12 on food, 8 on wood, 5 on gold, and 2 on stone. Now, of course, this is no build order. I'm not saying this is the best way to do it. This is just how I played the game. We're going to go ahead and get our market going. Now, I loved at the beginning to find my markets. That way I can figure out where I need to place my trade center in order to generate a medium to really good return on investment when I start getting those traders out. I'm going to go ahead, set up my scouts to where the relics are so I know where they are. Because at this point right now, I don't think we've found too many of them because one is about right here in the center and another 2 are in his actual base. But we do get our wall of glory up here. So now we're double walled at the top. Again, we got our little 4 horsemen out. Didn't really need to have a big army here just because we did see him building those walls, which kind of told us that he was playing it relatively safe. So we're going to go ahead, push, kill his arrow so he thinks that we have an army and try to build up our defenses a little bit more. So at about that 1248 mark, we are ready to age up to age 3. We're looking really, really good right now. Got some of those dreaded wolves kind of like stopping the flow, but we're all good. We're all good. We're going ahead and building our second wall on that south side of our base, just to make sure that, again, if he pushes or we get into a base race, he has a few walls to go through. I did get into a lot of games lately where the opponent would literally just move his army to the opposite side of the push and wait for me to push and just run into my base and try to kill all of my economic buildings. So I start to protect myself a lot more. So when I push, somebody can't just run through my base and base race me. So yeah, you're going to see the double walls down here just to go ahead and stop that base race. So now that I have my guys set up, you'll see that all I did right there with my horsemen was I wanted to kind of prolong that build because I knew I was building as well. And I did want to age up slightly before him, but I also wanted him to really protect this landmark here. And if we go to his view, he kind of got some guys in here doing absolutely nothing. He has his army here and he's kind of building his defensive landmark here. But he's giving me basically all of the space, which is about 4 gold nodes. So I'm feeling pretty good about making sure he's gold deprived late in the game. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead, single wall here. And again, I double wall basically him everywhere. We'll give him this little gold node, but we're gonna double wall here as well. And then we start just booming. This is where the game gets actually extremely fun. So we're gonna go ahead, power up here. I start with that good old food economy. We have about 2 farms going right now. A lot of guys on wood. Probably should have moved these up, managed those guys a little bit better. But we have our traders going. They're bringing about 69 back a pop. And we're going to start getting our relics. So if I could find my prelate, he's probably down here somewhere. There he goes. There he goes, coming down here to get that good old relic to bring back to my landmark so we can generate that good old gold in the cathedral. And then I didn't know that there was another relic out here. I'll be completely honest with you guys. I had no idea. I let it be out here for about 10 to 15 minutes or so. But yeah, so we're going to fast forward. You'll see that I'm going to wall up here just because I do not want him getting control of any of these gold nodes. He took the one down here. He can have it, but we're going to double wall. We're double walling here, walling here, walling here, walling here. We don't want any base races this particular go around. So here we go. 18 minutes in, we are ready to hit age 4. Now, the reason why age 4 is such a big deal to me against the English, especially if he's doing a race here, is simply because I want to make sure that I have my siege. Siege is so important to me in this game right now. It is the way that you absolutely just destroy your opponent. Being able to take down armies quickly as well as buildings is such a big deal in this game. So age 4, being able to get my cavaliers and just demolish his siege is basically winning me most of my games here. So now you see we're basically booming here. 15, 11, 11 is what we have. Our gold income is insanity. We're going to go ahead and put our 4th defensive landmark right here, our economic landmark. What I've been finding is splitting up my landmarks so they're not all in my base has helped me with survivability, because if my opponent is in my base and he destroys this, and this, he now has to come find this, which more than likely means he's going to bring his entire army to find this particular building. And if I can save some of my civs, I can maybe rebuild, build back up, take his army out, and kind of start from ground zero. I know it sounds weird, but it's helped me a lot in a lot of games, splitting up those defensive landmarks, because your opponent just goes completely blank sometimes and starts looking for the landmarks instead of killing your army. So my landmarks are split up. I think we have about 1 relic inside of our cathedral right now, generating 100 gold. We're going to get that second one extremely soon. I think we actually just picked it up, and we're going to start moving it in and getting all that good old gold. Weird thing about me lately is I have been only building men at arms for late game, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Men at arms are kind of a jack of all trades. They do one thing really well, but they do one thing good, but not really well. They're really good against archers, but they suck against anti-armored opponents like crossbows or the cannoners. Okay, so men at arms, I really like them. With enough of them and enough upgrades, you can actually take on a few knights and you'll be good to go. So here we go. We're gonna start building up the siege. I actually don't care too much about infantry or cavalry. I really want my siege to be extremely strong, because at this point in the game, I'm assuming that he has this much of his army. So let's go ahead and take a look at our guy over here. So yeah, so basically he's down here. He has a couple trebuchets. Now, I like the fact that I'm seeing trebuchets, because to me that means that he's probably spent a lot of money. Trebuchets aren't cheap. They're about 500 gold. I think they're about 500 gold, are they not? Let's see here. Where is his? I don't know where he has them at. Where did he put them? Did he just build them here? Okay. All right, let's see. How much are trebuchets? Let's see if I even know where mine are. Here we go. Trebuchets are about, yeah, 500 wood, 250 gold. So if my man is spending 500 wood on trebuchets, something that's extremely slow to fire, and they're not really good against anything besides walls, I'm feeling pretty confident. So I'd rather have my bombards, only 400 wood, 600 gold, but we're generating that with our we're basically generating that with our traders and our cathedral, especially when we get those relics in there. So you see that we have our prelate here. Going to pick up our newly found relic. We're gonna get him in there and get him back out, get him over here to the cathedral so we can drop that bad boy off. Now here we go. I'm gonna basically have my first set of army, which has a couple of knights in it, and at this point just all men of arms. Men of arms and siege is what we're doing with HRE at all times, just because we can generate so much gold that siege is almost our main army. It's almost like a second Chinese. I've been finding being able to generate that much gold. All you really need is a really good wood economy, and you're golden here. Okay, so we do lose our mega nail there, but our bombards are taking this building on like there's nobody's business. We're going to take out one of his landmarks here. Go ahead, send in the army now so they don't get killed off, and we're good to go. So since we're attacking, this is exactly what I told you was going to happen. There's a lot of people who will try to push you once they see you attacking the opposite direction. So he knows that it's going to take me a long time to get over to his base. Let's just go ahead and reveal the entire map. It's going to take me a while to get over here, and he knows that, and he's also walled, so he's trying to wall, so he feels pretty confident. So he's going to try to go ahead and attack, regain some of this ground, but we don't attack anymore until we have a second backup army, which is right here. We'll push them forward, get these guys come back here, build a keep, and we'll handle this army relatively easily, and we'll just move these guys back just in case it gets a little out of hand, okay? So now let's talk about this army really quick. These Cavaliers are my bread and butter. Colveniers, I think is how you say them. They are anti-siege. Long-range cannons made for destroying siege equipment. Bonus damage to siege attack without having to set up. Low damage to buildings. So you can shoot these things without having to set up, which is amazing. So again, you can shoot these things without having to set up, which is extremely OP. They just shoot off. They just absolutely destroy siege. And you want to make sure that you have a couple of those in your, just basically with you, especially if you're just going to go all siege, or if you're going up against Chinese or something like that, make sure you have some of those guys in there. They've been winning me a lot of games. Being able to take out somebody's siege with 1 or 2 shots is extremely valuable because siege is so important in this game. And that's basically what wins us the game. We're going to do a couple pushes here. We're going to take these guys. We're going to push in. But before we do that, we want to make sure we get a good income flow of backups. All right. Never stop building your army. We'll wall back up here. Make sure he has to go back through that wall. And at this point, my man is just fixated on this part of the map. You'll see he has relatively no army here. We're going to start pushing through with our small army. Now for me, this is basically throwaway. This is a completely throwaway army because we have this here and we also have this here. So I want to try to get as much economic destruction as I possibly can with this push, which is why you see me attacking his farms, just because English can generate gold off of their farms, right? English has a really good perk that allows them to generate gold off their farms. So I'm trying to kill their houses, kill his population. Let's just look really quick. So we see that his pop cap is going down. Just try to take all that out from him. So he has to spend money or spend his resources to regenerate all that stuff. Again, this is completely throwaway. We want to just weaken him, try to get as many of his military down, but also we want to see what he's making, right? So I see a couple crossbows out here. I see a bunch of hand cannoners. So at this point in the game, I should have noticed that his army, given enough time, would wipe out my men-at-arms, but you still see he does have a few men-at-arms out here. So I wasn't really sure what he was doing. No worries. We have a complete second wave that we're going to do a lot better with pushing through. Now, let's talk about this really quick. Super important. One thing that I've been learning is I split up my siege now. So now you see I have my bombards, I have my Colveniers, and I may be saying this wrong, guys, so correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but I have my bombards and I have my Colveniers in 2 completely different groups. This is going to be control group 1. This is control group 2, and all together is going to be control group 3. And at any point I'm trying to destroy a building, I always move my siege in front, and then I have my infantry behind them. And then once people start pushing the siege is when I will move my siege back, have them chase the siege, and then move my infantry forward to have them take on the guys that the guy may have misclicked or messed up on. So we're gonna go ahead and move these guys through. And at this point, I don't know. We have what, 13 siege weapons, a bunch of bombards, some Colveniers that don't do much, but these guys are just basically back there to protect my bombards. Okay, so again, we're going for the landmark damage, trying to destroy as much of his economy as we possibly can. We'll move our guys back so they don't get killed by the basically so they don't get killed by the town center. We didn't get any of his civs, so it's extremely important to attack his army. You'll see that we start moving our bombards back. He does get a lot of them. We'll fight back here. We should kill most of his guys. Actually, we start seeing that we're getting demolished His crossbows really did a number on us. So we're going to start moving our guys back. And we actually escaped that with, I would say, what, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 out of 14 of our actual siege engines. And you'll see that he had 33 people at rest, not doing anything, a bunch of damage here. He's going to have to rebuild. Now, at this point, I see tons and tons of infantry, right? Not a lot of siege. So you know what that means. We have to start getting some good old mangonels. That's right. We're bringing out the mangonels. Mangonels should destroy so much of this military that it's not even funny. Now, we should have absolutely healed these guys, rebuilt these guys, had our civs come up, push with us, build some of these guys. Instead of building this keep, we should have more than likely healed all of the siege engines. But we do try to get a keep up just to give us some extra goodness. We get wiped extremely quick here because he's just doubled up on the hand cannons, and we're gonna go ahead, fall back here. Out of these, I think we only lose about 2. I think we lose about 2 siege engines. Knowing when to fall back is extremely important. And it's been very beneficial for me knowing when to fall back. So at this point, I'm just waiting for my mangonels, but I have decided to go ahead and start building out also some hand cannons so we can be mano a mano. Now, it does look like he's trying to move all of his civs back, and he's actually taken, at this point, we've hurt his economy so much that he is now taking everyone off of gold because he's just has so much gold for some weird reason, and he's moving them all to food. And that's because that each one of these mills are going to generate gold, 1 gold per person, I believe. And his gold economy, he basically doesn't even need anyone on gold. You'll see that his gold economy is just gonna go stupid because English is just a little OP sometimes late game. Look at how many farms this man has. He has 11 on wood and 67 now on gold as he tries to rebuild that economy that we destroyed. So you'll see here he's generating 1, 2, just gold, 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 gold. It's just flying for him, but he has nobody on wood. So here goes what could possibly be the final push. He starts to move his army to the north side of the map. He sees that we have a keep, and we are just sitting here with just the siege engine army from hell. We're going to wipe out all of these bombards, and we're going to just destroy his entire army. We have mangonels everywhere. We're just going to push, take out this building here, sir. Thank you very much. Let's wipe that real good. Yeah. This is just a thing of beauty, watching all of these siege engines do their thing. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. And this is just GG's here. GG's here. 19 people on wood with this army and mangonels as well. It's just nothing you can do. Mangonels, bombards, culveneers. It's just a wrap. No matter what you can do, it's just over. It's just over. GG's to my man. He does actually have a very valiant effort as he tries to come and just wipe out my army. But you see that we're just destroying, one-shotting all of his bombards. Basically demolished his entire army with our mangonels. And the way that we do that, if we just highlight everything, click on our anti-siege, and just go ahead, shift click all of these guys, and then take your mangonels and then attack the actual infantry units, and you can see that it's over. He spent all of those good resources, and they're just all gone. Now, we don't have as much infantry as well, but I mean, who needs infantry when you just have, I mean, almost 30 siege engines just marching into someone's base here? And we're gonna again destroy everything that he's tried to build, make sure that he has nothing left. He only has 16 people on wood. It's just not going to be enough anymore. He can't rebuild. He doesn't have the resources to build any of this back up, and that is going to be GG's. Now, he did fool me. He did come down here. He built a bunch of stables to try to get some knights out. The knights just aren't going to do it, especially when you have another set of hand cannoners coming in to destroy all of that good, juicy armor. We're going to go ahead. We see the knights pushing us, and we're going to move our guys back. I think they're coming any moment now. Here they come. Knights start pushing us. Go ahead, move our guys back, take our hand cannons. Then this is what I'm talking about. You see how he's so focused on just destroying this siege army? Our hand cannons are going to just demolish everything he has, and they're not taking any damage because he's so focused on destroying the siege as we move them around. That is basically GG's after we wipe this army out. And guys, that's been my first AOE game casting on this channel. Probably not the best. I'm no pro, but I enjoy playing this game. If you guys liked it, I hope you click that like and subscribe button. It's been your boy DG the Chef. It's been love. It's always love. We're out of here. Take care.